Howdy, boys and girls. It's me, Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. It's time for the FootballDiehards.com Week 4 injury review, preview, update, overview thing. Something we do every Saturday, help you get up to speed, kind of set the table in case you're just showing up and trying to get caught up, give you an understanding of what kind of injuries and other issues you need to have on your radar heading into Sunday's games and as you set your lineups. And so I tend to go through the games in chronological order, the early afternoon kickoffs, late afternoon kickoffs, Sunday night and Monday. So you have a little better understanding of what kind of fallback plans you need to have in place given the game time decisions. We'll start out by reminding you, Saquon Barkley is out. Wayne Gallman will replace him. Melvin Gordon is back. The holdout is over, and it is possible with Justin Jackson out that he might play. I'll dig into all these things a little more as we go through. Damian Williams is out. Cam Newton is out. Drew Brees still out, so that'll kind of get the ball rolling here. We'll start with the early afternoon kickoffs. T.Y. Hilton is listed as doubtful for the Colts. Not a lot of guys play when they're doubtful. If anyone can do it, T.Y. Hilton can, but he aggravated the quad injury in the middle of the game last week. Scored a touchdown, but then left and seems pretty dicey this week. Full range of options behind him. It's hard to figure out who's going to rise. Deon Cain, Zach Pascal, Chester Rogers, Paris Campbell, maybe one of the tight ends. So kind of tricky, and I have a nice article on that on the main page of the site. Maybe Brissett's the answer. Matt Stafford listed as questionable, hosting the Kansas City Chiefs in what we hope is a track meet. Local observers are reporting that people close to Stafford would be shocked if he does not play. Turned up as questionable on Friday with a hip issue. Danny Amendola is also questionable there. The Lions have had a 100-yard receiver every game. It's been a different guy, so I was expecting this one. There's going to be a fair amount of passing, although the Chiefs can be run on. On the other side of the ball, Damian Williams is out. Tyreek Hill is out. Darrell Williams will split. LaShawn McCoy is off the injury report, so he'll be the lead guy. Darwin Thompson, maybe chip in. He only got 5 snaps last week. Don't get too far in front of that one. I think Thompson's going to happen. We just don't know when, right? As I mentioned, Saquon Barkley is out for the New York Giants. Could be 4 weeks, could be 6 weeks, could be longer. There's been talk that he could be out until after their Week 11 bye, which would be Week 12. In the meantime, Wayne Gallman is the heir apparent, or the guy who gets first shot at filling the role, and he's the volume play here, and we'll see what he can do with that going up against the Washington Redskins. Beyond that, Russell Shepard, the wide receiver, is out, was placed on IR. Cody Latimer and Benny Fowler both off the injury report this week. On the other side of the ball, Case Keenum will continue to start, had a foot injury to open the week, but he's off at practice fully Thursday and Friday, so he should be good to go. Maybe something gives the quarterback at some point. Jay Gruden seems dead set in his ways. Beyond that, Terry McLaurin, the wide receiver that we all love, the rookie wide receiver, is listed as questionable with a hamstring injury. The local reporting is it's a mild injury and that he should play, but that's something you need to watch in the 90 minutes leading up to kickoff. Paul Richardson's been playing well, too, the last couple of weeks. Jordan Reed has been ruled out in this game. Still no timetable for his return. He's seeing specialists about the concussion he suffered the third week of August, so still not cleared. The Patriots travel to Buffalo. Rex Burkhead, Julian Edelman, Matt Lacrosse, all listed as questionable. All will be game time decisions. Edelman seems likely to play. Burkhead seems likely to play. He's been very busy the last couple of games, or actually all season long. He led the team in yards from scrimmage and scored the touchdown last week, so seems like a viable play. Sony Michel struggling. It's a tough matchup against the Bills, but you still want to get your Patriots in there if you have them. On the other side of the ball, Devin Singletary is listed as questionable. Practiced on a limited basis Thursday and Friday. We'll see if they try to rush him back. Seems like an iffy play. Isaiah McKenzie and Robert Foster also questionable in that game. They'll be game time decisions. Baltimore facing the Cleveland Browns. Mark Andrews is listed as questionable. It sounded early in the week like this was going to be an issue, and if you were following along last Sunday, you saw maybe it was a little more of an issue than the Ravens have been letting on. But Andrews did say on Friday when he returned to practice that he was excited and ready to play. So they've been managing that injury, but maybe it is a little bit of a factor there. So something to keep in mind. He is questionable. Watch for the game time decision. Rashard Higgins on the other side of the ball hasn't played the last 2 games with his knee injury, and this offense is frankly not powerful enough to fuel through wide receiver 3, actually through wide receiver 2, according to Jarvis Landry's ranking right now. So we got that. Here's a big one. I mentioned Melvin Gordon is back, right? So we'll find out today. 4 p.m. Eastern time Saturday, the Chargers have a roster exemption for him. They can activate him, add him to the roster. They could promote Detrez Newsome from the practice squad. So that's something to watch. They have a lot of guys out. Justin Jackson, all this is based on Justin Jackson being out as he has already been ruled out. Mike Williams is ruled out. Travis Benjamin is doubtful. Virgil Green is ruled out. Mike Badgley is ruled out. Hunter Henry is ruled out, of course. So So they're obviously, they've got some injury issues going into Miami, which should be an easy game for them. So Austin Ekeler starts. We'll find out today. Check the main page of the site after 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see who is active, whether it's Melvin Gordon or not. I mean, he's only had 2 days of practice. Go ahead and hit the main page of the site. Read all the articles. I have a lot of information, a lot of background. 2 articles, pretty intensive information on this. So check that out. And by the way, with Williams out and Benjamin hurting, Dontrell Inman's a viable play given this matchup. The Dolphins, they're not good, right? Keenan Allen, a great play, obviously. So a lot of pivots here if you're looking for them. Jeremy Davis is the guy that'll be the 3rd receiver, assuming Travis Benjamin doesn't go. On the other side of the ball, Albert Wilson looks like he could come back. He's listed as questionable with the calf injury he suffered in week 1. Allen Hurns has been ruled out with a concussion. Late afternoon kickoffs. Cam Newton remains out, admitted in a video blog that he does have a Lisfranc and he won't come back until he's fully healthy. Felt like he pushed it a little too hard last time, and that's the reason he's out now. Kyle Allen will continue to fill in against the Houston Texans. Rashard Penny listed as questionable again this week. I know Chris Carson has had the fumbling issues, and there's some thought that maybe Penny can gain some traction. He can't unless he's on the field. It's a game time decision in a late afternoon kickoff. Seems like you're pushing things if you're expecting too much from him this week. I mean, it could happen, but it's a risky play. Have a fallback. On the other side of the ball, Damiere Byrd, who's been getting more playing time the last few weeks, has been ruled out with a hamstring injury for Arizona. So some of the other young guys, Keyshawn Johnson, Andy Isabella, and Trent Sherfield will probably get more run behind Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. Both were great plays in this game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Los Angeles. It's a really tough matchup for them. Chris Godwin is a game-time decision. He did get back on the practice field Friday after sitting out Wednesday and Thursday, but that's definitely one to watch. Be careful with that one. Again, the matchup is not great. The Chicago Bears at Minnesota, hosting Minnesota. Taylor Gabriel's been ruled out. Trey Burton is questionable. Eddie Pinheiro is questionable. Burton's played the last 2 games despite the questionable designation. Pinheiro did as well, and the talk is on Saturday that he will play. Sunday night, Drew Brees, of course, is out. Teddy Bridgewater will continue to start. Traquan Smith has also been ruled out of that game. Michael Gallup on the other side of the ball is ruled out, of course, following the knee surgery he had the week before last. So, also, just worth noting in this one, Amari Cooper is off the injury report. A lot of talk about him getting MRI earlier in the week. It was negative, and he is off the injury report on Friday. And Monday night, the Bengals the Pittsburgh hosting the Cincinnati. Vance McDonald's listed as questionable. Watch again the main page of the site. The injury report will be released later on Saturday afternoon after I record this. So, a couple things to watch. Melvin Gordon, will he be taken off the exempt list and added to the active roster? We'll find that out later today, and we'll also find out a little more about Vance McDonald. Of course, you should be visiting the main page of the website anyway. All kinds of great information on there, including tons of columns. My DFS 3 and out, the tournament 3 and out, Gary Davenport, the Shadow Knows, Bobby Gomes and Kyle Dvorak doing their videos. Our Football Diehards podcast, John Lobb. Brad Cruz, one of the great high-stakes players of our time, has his sit starts up. Gary Davenport with the Shadow Knows, Justin Lanero, Kyle Dvorak, Mike Valverde, Matthew Sharon, tons of great content up. Go hit the main page of the site, and as always, listen to the Football Diehards on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio every single weeknight, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to the Football Diehards on SiriusXM NFL Radio from 8 to 11 Eastern. Every Saturday night and every Sunday, you can catch me on the SiriusXM Fantasy Football pregame show with Jeff Mance. While you're watching the site, the live video, Bobby and Kyle do a live roster build video on Sunday morning, so get in there and ask them some questions as well. And check footballdiehards.com. I'll have all the inactives there as well in real time heading into each kickoff. So good luck this weekend.